Welcome to Healthy Living with Julie. On today's episode, back to school. Oh, that can be a little nerve-wracking. Takes a lot of organization. Life is busy between work and getting the kids to activities, getting them fed, dressed. It can be quite a bit. I know I have a 17-year-old. I've done it all before, but I also have a 3-year-old who just started kindergarten. And mornings can be a little hectic. So today I'd like to share with you a few ways that I try to keep organized, as well as a little more on the health side when it comes to snacks and meal ideas, as well as breakfast. So to start off my week, I always get all of her clothes ready for the week. I get the outfits ready on her dresser. I just find that it makes mornings a lot easier. When it comes to breakfast, cereal's always been an option, but when it comes to cereal, you can get a cereal that's a little bit more high in nutrition than some others. Some of them are loaded with sugar. So take these, for example. We've got honey bunches of oats for 2/3 of a cup. So every cereal is going to have the serving size. So 2/3 of a cup is not that much if you really look at it, whereas some of them might be a whole cup or a cup and a half. So for this one, there's 6 grams of sugar for 2/3 of a cup. Again, if you're measuring 2/3 of a cup, which most people just dump and go. And then you got to take into consideration what kind of milk you add to it, right? So cow's milk is a little higher in sugar. We use unsweetened almond milk. There's unsweetened coconut milk as well. There's lots of other dairy products out there. And I find when you're adding it to cereal, you don't really taste it. So it's a great option. I really like this one. This is grain-free cereal. It's got way less ingredients. So organic coconut water, organic coconut meat, organic palm starch. There's no added sugars or anything. There is more fiber than sugar, which is what I tend to look for when I look for cereals. If your kids are already eating a higher sugared cereal, you could always mix it up too. You know, like small changes, big results. So say, just as an example, Honey Nut Cheerios. You could mix in a big container with regular. Now I looked up Frosted Flakes, for example, and there's actually 14 grams of added sugar in that cereal alone. And then if you were to add in a cup of skim milk, then you'd be looking at 23 grams for just that bowl of cereal. So just starting off your morning with just sugar. So other options besides cereal, I've shared this recipe in the past. This is just protein pancakes. Super, super easy to make. You can make a whole bunch in advance. And that's just using steel cut oats, 2 cups grinded, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and 1 whole big carton of egg whites. And you would just blend that in your blender and then just fry up as many pancakes as that'll make you. If you're in a rush out the door, you got to drive your kids to school, or even for their lunch, you could easily wrap a banana in there and off you go. Super easy. As well, chia seed pudding, another really easy snack or breakfast idea. This one I just mixed, so it hasn't thickened yet. But this is just 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk and 3 tablespoons of chia seeds. They have kind of like a gelatin texture to them, and they thicken the milk. So really great pudding, super natural, really high in fiber as well. So you get some nutrition benefits, right? And then in there, once it thickens, I could add some berries, bananas. You could even add some cocoa powder if you wanted to make it more chocolatey. Overnight oats is another one. Oatmeal is just so versatile. I love it. So large flake oats, I would do the same thing. I could add, again, a portion is half a cup. I could add that to a mason jar, add in some liquid, unsweetened milk again, leave it overnight in the fridge, top it with whatever you'd like. Again, berries are a great option, fresh or frozen, especially if they tend to go bad in the freezer. I know for us, every time that I buy blueberries, strawberries, really any kind of berries, bananas, as soon as they start to go bad, I will cut them up and freeze them. Great for smoothies, great for adding to things like that. Smoothie, again, another really great option. Going out the door in the morning, and even in their lunches. You could easily pack a smoothie, so that's definitely a great option there. And you can add in hemp hearts. You can add in, sometimes kids need a probiotic or something like that, or if they're not getting enough vegetables too, in a smoothie you could easily add frozen spinach balls. You could add in some frozen kale. If you have bags of spinach in the fridge that are starting to go bad, you can also freeze them. It's so easy to disguise a smoothie, especially if they're not watching you make it, if they're really picky eaters. My daughter helps me make it, and she kind of picks and chooses, but I give her some options, right? Kids like options. They like being involved, and it's a little bit less work on you as well. So usually even for breakfast, I give my daughter 2 to 3 options. That's it. These are your options. And she decides what she'd like. And it makes mornings a lot easier for us. It keeps me from feeling all stressed out trying to get her to school. And some mornings are a little bit more rushed than others. But for the most part, it works for us, and hopefully it works for you. So the next time that you're in a grocery store, just have a look at the cereals and try to find one that has more fiber than sugar, and guaranteed it'll be a better option for you and your family. You'll notice some have way more sugars than others. Again, if cereal is something that your kids enjoy, I know some of the advertising sometimes can be overwhelming with all the nice little characters on the boxes and new and try me and chocolate this, and or mix it with another cereal, again, in a container. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some snack ideas as well as lunch ideas. Welcome back to Healthy Living with Julie. Now let's talk lunches. So my teenager actually just came home for lunch and made herself one of the things that I make for my 3-year-old for lunch as well. And that's just a mini pizza. Super, super easy. Using pita bread. So hers is a little bit bigger than what I use for my youngest. So again, just small pita bread, some shredded cheese that we shredded in the KitchenAid. You can make a homemade tomato sauce or no sugar added sauce. And I made some shredded chicken as well, just in the Instant Pot. 14 minutes, you put in some chicken breasts in there with some spices or sauce that you like, and then just take 2 forks and shred it, and that's it. So good source of protein, nice easy lunch. There you go, my girl. For my youngest, I usually use the smaller ones. So just a small pita. You can also cut them in half and stuff them. You could use tuna, you could use egg salad. Again, really great lunch option for them. I also buy the small wraps. You can get bigger ones as well. And I would still use this to make a small pizza or a wrap for school. Even as a snack, you could wrap a banana in there. Really, it's all about what you and your kids like, right? I mean, you can use some of these ideas for yourself as well. Parents need lunches too. If you were to turn a muffin pan over, you can also use small tortillas and put them in there and then just bake them in the oven and then fill them up like you would a taco. Again, great lunch option, supper idea for you. You can put some fish in there, tuna, chicken, beef, whatever you and your family like. These little bent go containers, also ones that I absolutely love, especially for picky eaters or those who don't like their foods touching. They come in different sizes, different colors. They're great as they are locked tight. You could put, your mini pizza in here, cut it up into wedges, slices, whatever. You could do a dip in here. When it comes to dips, instead of using, the salad dressing that you find on the shelf at the store, you could easily use some plain Greek yogurt, add some spices to it, put some fruit in there, some cheese, lots of different options there. When it comes to spices, again, it's great to read your labels, as some of them have a lot of added sugar, believe it or not. I don't know if you knew that. So this one, for example, from Clubhouse, the ingredients are dehydrated vegetables, garlic, red bell pepper, cornmeal, sugar, salt, spices, and herbs, including parsley, black pepper, natural flavor. There's even sunflower oil in there. I tend to use a lot of the Flavor God spices. Mrs. Dash has some good ones too. There's a whole bunch of them out there. I mean, really all you have to do is turn the container over. So this one has garlic, onions, sea salt, California chili pepper powder, basil leaves, black pepper, coriander powder, parsley flakes, and thyme leaves. So no sugar in there. Salad. I always have a great big salad made. When it comes to salads, when you make them, I find if you don't slice up the cucumbers or tomatoes, like anything with like a seed in it, then your salad won't get as soggy right away. But also just taking a piece of paper towel and putting it on top and then putting the lid on will absorb some of the moisture, which will make it last longer. And when you notice that it gets a little bit wet, just change it over, grab a new one and put it on there. Now, I don't know if your school uses a microwave. I don't know if the kids can use the microwave. I know that in my kids' class, they don't. So a nice little thermos, great option. You can make a big batch of homemade soup at the beginning of the week, casserole, chili. There's so many different options for lunches. And again, get your kids involved. My daughter helps me make her lunch, and I find it makes it a lot easier for her to eat her lunch by the end of the day when she has a say in it rather than me just putting it together for her. So, get your kids involved, even in the grocery shopping aspect. They can help pick things out, give them some options. There are always some better options rather than just all the boxed processed things. I mean, improvement, right? Not perfection. So baby steps, small changes. Another option I really like, if you do have an Instant Pot, and even if you don't, you can get some of these molds. These are great. If you don't have an Instant Pot, you would just steam it right in like a big pot on the stove with water until they're cooked. If you're one of those people who doesn't like to peel eggs, this is a great option. So you can make little egg bites with these, which make a great snack or lunch. You could put in some peppers, some mushrooms in there. Again, all depending on what it is that you like. They don't take very long. They pop out of there super easily. Or if you want to make hard-boiled eggs, those are great in lunches as well, if your kids like those, or for yourself. Great source of protein. I always have something cooked up in the fridge, whether it's chicken or beef or hard-boiled eggs, easy to put on salad. My egg bake, I've shared that recipe before as well. Just taking a big glass dish, mixing in one container of, or one package, sorry, of ground turkey with some cut up broccoli, some shredded cheese, again, that I shred myself so that there's no starch added. And again, you save money in the long run by shredding your own. And just a whole carton of egg whites. Pop that in the oven. Kind of the same idea as the egg bites, but I find it a lot easier. I used to make it in the muffin pans, and I despised washing it. So the ideas that I'm sharing with you is really to try to find easy ways to better your health and your kids' health. And again, saving money in the long run as well, by using these little options. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, I am going to go over some different snack ideas for lunches as well. So you want that one? Okay, put it in your lunchbox. And then do you want cheese or blueberries or tomatoes or apples or strawberries? You pick one other snack.
What's those?
Blueberries. You want one of those in there?
Those are blueberries.
Blueberries or strawberries?
Strawberries.
Okay, I got some right here. Got a little name on here. Oh, wipe your nose. Now you get one snack for here, so this will be labeled for the last snack. Do you want crackers or raisins?
Oh, these are crackers too.
You want those ones?
Oh.
Or an applesauce?
Upstairs.
You want one of those?
Yeah.
Okay, put it in there. We're gonna fill this with water. And then for your lunch, do you want a little pizza or chicken and rice or chili?
I eat chicken already.
You ate chicken already? Did you like it?
Yeah.
Was it good? So maybe some chicken and rice?
Huh.
And we can put it in here so it stays nice and warm, right? Get them involved. Like, it's so much fun. Welcome back to Healthy Living with Julie. Now let's talk snacks. Definitely something most kids look forward to, as well as adults. Again, there's always some better options. So let's start with juice boxes. I usually, for the most part, send my daughter with water, but once in a while I will allow her to have a juice box. Now, in comparing some of them to others, I've noticed a huge difference in sugars. These are by far my favorite. Walmart just started carrying these. It's my big smile. I get excited over this stuff. So this is just a flavored water. That's it. No sugar, nothing. So this one has, 0 calories, 3 milligrams of sodium, no sugar, no carbs. It's just water, concentrated lemon juice, natural flavor. second best option that I have found personally, other than infusing your own water or just giving them plain water, are these over here, the Minute Maid. There's a few different brands that carry them. No sugar, sweetener added, 40% less sugar. So these ones here have 40 calories, 10 grams of carbs, 9 grams of sugar. Now, when comparing them to a lot of the other juice boxes, which I don't have on hand, so I had to take pictures at the store, and I didn't want to buy them. So the regular Minute Maid had 100 calories, 25 grams of carbs, and 23 grams of sugar in just the juice box. Now, if you're also packing sugary snacks, if they're having sugary cereal, that's a lot of sugar in a day. And sugar is quite addictive as well when it comes to behavior. I don't know. I try to stay away from it as much as possible. Obviously, some of the things that my kids have still has sugar in it, as well as myself. I just try to limit it. I'm just aware of it, that's all. So in the fridge, I keep one of these, which has Destiny's name on it. You can label them if you have more than one kid. Maybe one of your children has some restrictions, or even using one of the drawers, the produce drawers, also a great option. This gives your children choices, but you get to decide what kind of goes in there. So, and I change it up all the time. So Destiny gets to choose 2 of these for her lunch, which I will number 1 for her first snack. The reason I do this is because these are the things that can also go bad in her lunch. Even though I pack a little ice pack, still at the end of the day, I don't know, like 5 hours, 6 hours later, kind of want her to have had those things. One of the discussions that I actually had with her teachers in the beginning of the year was, you know, because there's always like treat days when it comes to birthdays, and sometimes like Halloween, Christmas, whatever, parents will send stuff to school. So all that I ask is that her fresh stuff has been eaten first. If not, that's what she needs to eat, because I don't want to be throwing food out in the garbage. I mean, you know, we work hard for our money. So, and then she can have it later on at home or the next day or whatever. Like, they can just pack it up in her lunch and just let her know that she can have it later. So in her fresh little cubby, she's got the 40% reduced sugar, which just happens to be Paw Patrol, her favorites. Some tomatoes, orange. I use these little containers to portion out some berries. Again, that goes in there. She loves raw zucchini, so that's in there as well. Little cow cheese, apples. So easy to slice when you have one of these things. Oh, I love this thing. It's from Pampered Chef, and you just slice your apple like that. It cores it and everything for you. Anything to make my life easier. I mean, obviously you could just cut it too. I usually do cut up cheese as well and just wrap it. Or if it goes on sale, then oftentimes I'll buy, not so much like the cheese strings, but like the real cheese packaged up. So she gets to choose 2 of those to put in her lunch. And again, I just label them, makes it easier. And then she'll have her lunch, and she also gets to pick one of like the more dry snacks. These I would also carry a couple things in my vehicle, like just in the console, if we're running around, or sometimes, I know like this year she has skating and gymnastics. If you pick your kids up from school, oftentimes they'll be hungry. So it's nice to have a couple things on hand that won't go bad. So in here we've got some unsweetened applesauce, which has about 10 grams less sugar than regular applesauce. Got some crackers that I found that were pretty high in fiber. I know these ones have about 12 grams of fiber, so that's pretty good. At least there's some nutrition in there. Bars, some of the good fat bars, rice cake, bag of dates. I mean, you can customize this however you like. I know, like, when comparing just like granola bars and stuff, I found, even like the Nutri-Grain bars that you would just assume are a bit healthier, when comparing them to regular chocolate chip, chocolate covered bars, they had the same amount of calories for a bar and actually 1 gram of sugar more in the Nutri-Grain bars. I know a lot of people love peanut butter, peanuts, and those are not allowed in most schools that I know of. I know they're not allowed in ours at all. I did a little bit reading on the Wow butter. A lot of people tend to use that, and it was actually interesting. I found, I'll quote this, as for the nutrition, Wow butter has the same amount of protein as peanut butter, but twice the dietary fiber at 4 grams. The soy butter also has omega-3 fatty acids, which peanut butter does not. But the fatty acids in soy are different from the omega-3 fatty acids in fish and may not have the same heart healthy benefits. So Wow butter is always an option as well. My pancake recipe that I've shared with you guys before, which just uses 2 cups of oatmeal, blend it in the blender, add 1 tablespoon of baking powder, full thing of egg whites, full carton. You can also add some fresh or frozen blueberries to that recipe, and some hemp hearts, chia seeds. I tend to use protein powder to sweeten it a little bit. And then you would just dump that into either a glass dish, a muffin pan if you like cleaning it. Usually the healthy stuff doesn't do very well with muffin liners. Or get a cool pan like this one. I got this one from Pampered Chef. I haven't gotten to use it yet, but I'm excited to. And you would just throw that in the oven around 375 until it's baked. There's another bar option for you. So I hope that I gave you lots of ideas today for your kids' lunches. Get creative, get them involved, have some fun with it. There's always better options than store-bought, processed. And even if you do have to go that route, read your labels. Try to make the best decision for you and your family. See you next time.